Hi everyone, let's do the chanting straight away. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, tadayampi buddham saranam gacchami, tadayampi dhammam saranam gacchami, tadayampi sangham saranam gacchami, tadayampi buddham saranam gacchami, Tadayambi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Tadayambi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the six paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the six paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the six paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May they be free from suffering and its causes. May they never be parted from the happiness beyond suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment to the near, and aversion from the far. I shall cause this great compassionate Buddha, please inspire me to be able to do so. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every types of offerings, actual and mentally transformed. I confess all of my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in all the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until cyclic existence ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for all sentient beings. I dedicate the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. However innumerable all sentient beings are, I vow to save them all. However inexhaustible my delusions are, I vow to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the Dharma teachings are, I vow to master them all. However endless the Buddhist way is, I vow to follow it completely. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Tayatahum gati gati parasamgati bodhi swaha. Tayatahum gati gati parasamgati bodhi swaha. Tayatahum gati gati parasamgati bodhi swaha. So now time for a spot of meditation. Initially to release the tension in the body. So get yourself comfortable and bring your mind inside your body. And from the bottom to the top, we will release the tension. So releasing the tension from all around your toes, the bottom of your feet, the balls, the arches, the heels, and the top of the feet, especially in between the toe bones, lots of ligaments, etc. there. Around your ankles and Achilles tendons. And release from your lower leg, calf muscles, around the shins, and all around your knees. And the upper legs, the thighs, quad muscles, hamstring muscles. And release from your midsection, from on and around your hips, hip flexors, groin, glutes, and from your lower abdomen, just above your hips and your lower back. And further up to the center of your back and up your sides, further up your abdomen. And from around your chest area and underneath your arms, and from your upper back, from the rhomboid muscles, the lateral muscles, and up to the upper trap muscles, run between the neck and shoulders, and from your shoulders, biceps and triceps, and around your elbows, and forearms and wrists, hands, fingers and thumbs. And now release any tension from around your neck, front of your neck, the sides and the back, up the back of your head, and sides of your head, around your ears and temples. And release from all around your face, around your cheekbones and cheeks. Make sure you're not clenching your jaw. From your chin, your mouth, both inside and outside. From your nose, sinuses, eye sockets and eyes. And have a nice smooth forehead. Make sure you're not frowning. And finally release from the crown of your head. Now you can scan the body from the bottom to the top, just to see if there's any more tension that you're able to release, and if there is, do so. Bring your focus initially to the tip of your nose, and follow the feeling of the breath as we breathe in our nose all the way into our lungs, and then back out our nose again. Breathing in and breathing out. All we have to do physically is breathe. All we have to do mentally is focus on the breath. And if the mind wanders, replace the mind back onto the breath. You may notice as you breathe in, your nose, the air is quite cool as it passes the back of your throat. And it goes down past the bronchial area into the lungs. As the lungs fill with air, they expand. And the stomach rises a bit because of this. The stomach drops a bit as you breathe out and the lungs compress. And you may notice that the breath is quite warm as it passes the back of your throat on the way out your nose after being inside the body. Breathing in and breathing out. If thoughts arise, or any mental activities or sensations arise, don't cling to them or grasp at them. Also, don't try to force them away. That's extra stuff. Or deny them. But let them go naturally. Just come and go by replacing, or as you replace your mind back onto your breath. And if your mind starts to become dull or sleepy, wake it up a little bit by refocusing onto your breath more brightly. This way, refocusing onto your breath or replacing your mind back onto your breath is the antidote for both the agitated mind as well as the dull mind. You can also add the extra technique of counting the breaths to help you keep focused on the feeling of the breath. One in-breath and one out-breath is one, and so on. Don't count past 10, because we don't want the counting to become the focus. It's the feeling of the breath that has to remain the focus. If you get distracted on the way to counting towards 10, go back to 1 at that time. Don't try too hard, but also don't try too little. Middle path. Not too tight, not too loose. Not too much, not too little. It's like the strings on a guitar, you know. If your practice is too tight, strings will break. The practice will break. But if the strings are too loose, can't make any good sound. So just right. Onset pitch or thereabouts. So let's focus now on this breathing process, the feeling of the breathing process, utilizing the anapanasati technique, mindfulness of the breath, and practicing satipatthana, 4 foundations of mindfulness: form, feelings, mind, and mind activity. So let's practice like this in silence for a bit. But now we can feel pleased with ourselves and fill ourselves with universal loving kindness, utilizing the visualization technique of filling our whole being with the white light. Fill yourself with the friendship and respect, appreciation and gratitude for yourself. If we can't appreciate ourselves, respect ourselves, and so on, then we won't be able to fully respect, appreciate others, and vice versa. To benefit yourself, you must benefit others. To benefit others, you must benefit yourself. To be kind to yourself, you must be kind to others. To be kind to others, you must be kind to yourself. Fill yourself with so much universal loving kindness that it now overflows and radiates outwards from your heart center, entering into the heart centers of your loved ones in front of you, and filling them with the white light and universal loving kindness too. And that also includes strangers. Do likewise. And even those you may regard as enemies as well. Wishing that all of these people have happiness and the causes of happiness, that they are free from suffering and free from the causes of suffering, that they are peaceful, free from conflict. And we will continue having these wishes, these aspirations for all sentient beings as we progress through this meditation practice. And throughout your daily lives too, daily activities, whatever they may be. So now share this loving kindness radiated to all sentient beings. Now we will increase the distance of the radiation. Initially around your immediate area to all the beings that live on the land, in the waters, fly through the air, whether they're born from wombs, eggs, moisture, or through transformation. Filling their whole being with the white light, which represents the universal loving kindness. Now radiate throughout your whole state or county to all the sentient beings. And throughout your whole country. And other countries as well. All of the countries throughout the world and all of the waterways, the oceans and so on, down to the core of the earth and to the outermost atmosphere. Further and further. Now throughout the whole solar system. And galaxy. And universe and throughout infinite space. And now for a short while we will switch techniques to the Tonglen meditation technique or giving, taking. Freeing the living beings from the sufferings, giving away all of your attachments, goodness, merit, and so on, making them happy, freeing yourself from ignorance. So from your heart center, as you breathe out, exhale, you breathe out the white light coming from your heart center and entering into the heart centers of all sentient beings in front of you, giving them all of the happiness. Really picture that they are happy. All of your goodness, all of your realizations, everything you find pleasing, making them happy and helping them have the conditions they need on the path to enlightenment, to realizing the true nature. And freeing yourself from attachment. And then as you inhale, as you breathe in, black smoke leaves their heart center, freeing them from all of their suffering, and enters into the hearts, your own heart center, melting away your ego and self-centeredness. So let's practice like this for a short while. Breathing in, taking their sufferings, breathing out, giving you happiness, and so on. So now, letting go of the visualization, and once again rejoicing in your practice, and rejoicing in the practice of others, rejoicing that we have the Dharma, that the Buddha gave the teachings, they are still existent in the world, there are teachers teaching them in the world. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So now let's do the dedication prayer. Due to this merit, may I soon attain the enlightened state of the Buddha, so that I may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious body, Chitta, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. And may the precious view of Shunyata, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. Okay, so we'll continue the commentary on meditation and its benefits, getting to know your mind. But before we do that, I left myself a note. Next week, 7th of March, the class unfortunately is cancelled. Not because of me, or Mum this time, but actually because Leanne has a family commitment that's very important. And so she can't host, and Leisha is away and actually traveling at that time. Otherwise, she probably would have hosted the class herself if she was sort of stable, not stable. It's really funny. But if she wasn't on the move, if she wasn't traveling on an airplane, okay. And I don't know how to do it, and I think it could be quite difficult to do it. Probably okay to do it, but just I would have to learn all of the steps on getting in and letting people in and doing the recording and dealing with the video afterwards, which I don't think is that hard, but we'll just take the week off. But don't take the week off practice, okay? You still have to practice Dharma. We don't see each other, still practice, okay? And continually Have respect for the Buddha, Dharma, and yourself and others. Pay homage. This way you can develop more and more respect, appreciation, gratitude. Make offerings, even just mental offerings. This way, giving up attachment, developing more and more generosity, the door to the Dharma. And then also being honest to ourselves. If we have engaged in any negativities, have some positive regret, strong resolve not to do it again, thinking of the Buddha and your teachers, and actually doing this practice, repentance practice. Also rejoicing in all goodness of yourself and others, high-level bodhisattvas, Buddhas, as well as ordinary beings. You see an ant care for its child, you rejoice in that. Actually, ants are interesting. Like you can look at them and they're carrying these things that are huge compared to the size of their body. We complain about having to carry a bag sometimes. Anyway, also, rejoicing in the fact that we have the Dharma teachings in the world, there are teachers teaching it, and always dedicate our merits for the enlightenment of all sentient beings. So even though we have a week off, like we did in late December, early January, I think we had 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks off as planned weeks off, not like 2 weeks ago, and not like next week, but whenever we have this time, we should continue to practice. And as you do so, it'll become more and more natural to just do it naturally. And then you will be rejoicing naturally. You will feel good about yourself more consistently, naturally. Okay. So the 7th of March, I wrote a note a few weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago, I will host, or should I cancel? This actually was for a phone call to Leanne. Okay, so anyway, so 7th of March is not on, 14th of March is on. And I'll just share with you how long we've got to go, probably for this commentary. I'll just write something down here. Where is that? And the conclusion. All right, so we're up to the end of page 2 out of 3, long pages, big pages. And we'll cover that today. We'll cover about 4 paragraphs. And then same next week, or the week after, I should say, the 14th. And then we're going to cover a short paragraph, very important teachings, the following 3 paragraphs. We'll do 1 week, or 1 class for each paragraph. So that's the 21st, 28th of March, and also the 4th of April. And then the last paragraph, which is similar to what I just said, rejoicing, being happy with yourself and so on, enjoying the practice. And that's on the 11th of April, and then on the 18th we'll conclude this commentary. Okay, so there's about a month and a half of classes to go. All right. Time, only bit like 7 minutes, actually. Oh, it's 10 minutes. Okay, so no problem. We did slightly longer meditations today because this is what the subject is, especially this bit. I'll just add a little bit as we go, but first I'll read it to you. Sit quietly in a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Bring your mind to your body. And from the bottom to the top, release any physical tension. Does that ring a bell? I think we just did that. Then bring your mind to your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Just simply follow your breath. Whenever thoughts arise or you become distracted, let go of the thoughts or distractions without force and gently place your mind back on the breath. If your mind becomes dull or sleepy, just refocus more brightly on your breath. This way, replacing your mind on your breath becomes the antidote for both the distracted and worried mind, as well as the dull mind. Set yourself about 20 minutes to do this, although, as mentioned, you can meditate for as long as you like, or for as short a time as you like too. Be patient with yourself. It gets easier with practice. Remember that even if we plan to walk around the whole world, we can only ever take one step at a time. At the end of the meditation session, dedicate all of your merits to all sentient beings and the realization of supreme enlightenment. So yeah, I'll just pick out a few words here and there. Yeah, it's important to be comfortable. So sit in a comfortable position. Obviously, the best position is cross-legged, full lotus position or half lotus position, or just cross-legged. Maybe a little cushion, maybe this high, depending on how tall you are. Underneath your butt to keep your lower back straight. But not everybody can sit in this position. And so, chair's fine, couch is fine. Even lying down, reclining is okay too. Just be careful you don't fall asleep. But be comfortable, okay? Important. So you don't get distracted by the lack of comfort. But don't fall asleep. Close your eyes, or if it's your habit to keep your eyes open, focusing, in front of you very calmly. But be careful not to get distracted by visual things. Bring your mind to your body, and from the bottom to the top, as we just did before. You release any physical tension. This helps us to get the mind calm and focus the mind, release tension from the mind, as well as, calming and relaxing the body. They help each other, works hand in hand. Then bring your mind to your breath, as we did before. Breathing in, breathing out, as I often mention, that's all we have to do physically, isn't it? Very easy. Maybe what's not easy is that we have a distracted mind or a lazy mind sometimes, like a pendulum of a clock. Too much this way, too much that way. But we just have to breathe. That's all we have to do physically. And mentally, all we have to do is focus on the breath, and then replace the mind back onto the breath if we become distracted. Just simply follow your breath. Whenever thoughts arise or you become distracted, let go of the thoughts or distractions without force. Important, without force. Don't try to force them away, aggressively, especially. That's extra stuff. That's adding extra mental afflictions. Maybe you even get angry at that. Don't add those extra bits. We already have difficulties. Don't add extra difficulties. So following the breath, the breath meditation, or the breath as an object, is really important because it brings the mind in the body, inside the body. We're always breathing while we're alive, right? So we always have the object there with us, moment to moment. Other physical things that are necessities in our life, like eating and drinking and whatever, we don't have moment to moment or have to do them moment to moment. But breathing, we do. So we always have this breath with us. We always have the object of the meditation with us. Don't have to look for anything. Don't have to light incense. Don't have to light a candle. You don't even have to have an image of the Buddha. That's, I think, very helpful. That's very helpful because it reminds us to practice, reminds us of our true nature, actually. We look at an image of the Buddha, statue of the Buddha, or something like that. It's kind of representative of your own enlightened nature. Always remind yourself of that. But, at the beginning, of course, we really do need to see these images and to develop really great respect, appreciation, and so on. The more we appreciate the Buddha, for instance, or the image of the Buddha, and then the Buddha reminds us of the Buddha, and the more we will pay attention to putting the teachings into practice. So, okay. So the breath is really good, object to focus on. If your mind becomes dull or sleepy, just refocus more brightly on your breath. And I mentioned, the antidote for the distracted as well as the dull mind. Set yourself about 20 minutes to do this. I think 20 minutes is a good length of time, but also I hear other teachers teach this as well, and I have heard it, for decades now. So I think it's a good amount of time. But if you want to do more, do more. Don't burn yourself out, of course. Or if you want to do less, do less. Just don't get too used to just doing short meditations. Okay. Though I must say this, maybe 5-minute good meditation, clear meditation. Maybe it's better than 20 minutes distracted. But you do need to challenge yourself as well with the length of time and also in the practice itself. Maybe sometimes you can practice in an area that you're not used to practicing. Challenge yourself, improve, constantly improve. So in 2.5 minutes to go for this class. Remember that even if we plan to walk around the whole world, we can only ever take one step at a time, and I can breathe one breath at a time. Us humans are funny, aren't we? We think we can multitask. We can do this, we can do that. Actually, you can only ever really complete one thing at a time. So you take one step. It's part of the journey, isn't it? So don't get hard on ourselves in the practice. Just realize that a step at a time we will improve if we practice correctly using the correct methods, which you already know. So at the end of the meditation session, dedicate all of your merits to all sentient beings, like we do. Important to dedicate. The more we dedicate, or the less attachment we have when we dedicate, the more merit we create. The more it multiplies merit. The more we practice with no attachment, the merit becomes immeasurable. So 1 minute and 20 seconds. So that'll do for the day. In 2 weeks' time, once again, I'll sadly come back and we'll finish off with some instruction there with the different types of different methods, love and kindness method, also, meditation in a cup, traffic light meditation, and so forth, those guys. And then we just get a little bit deeper towards the end of the article again. So I rejoice in your goodness as always. Please look after yourself, your mind, your body. Study, practice, and share the Dharma to the best of your ability. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya.